Hello, everybody. Welcome to this week's episode of Mega Playz. I am playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe Edition. I just saw this prompt, and I'm obviously gonna select no. So we're gonna learn what's happening here. Please adjust this. Okay, to the computer is barely visible. Well, barely visible. These kinds of games. All right, I guess that's that. I don't know. Oof. These games I love and hate at the same time. Please select the current time. Okay. Oops. Oh, that's... Wait, can I not? Oh, frick. Oh, no. Oh, geez Louise. What the butts? Okay. I know how clock works, guys. I just didn't think it would happen. I mean, you should know the correct time. We'll see. Is this going to do real timing? I'm nervous. I'm nervous. So I looked up games that are like short gameplay, so I can just do them in a few episodes until I finally find another game.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Okay.
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427.
Okay.
Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year.
Okay.
And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
Okay. GG, Stanley.
One day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened. This complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong.
It's like day one COVID. Like,
frozen
when was this game created?
Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest
Me in the office,
time.
March 14th, 2020.
But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Oh, this is me. Okay. Narrating. I hate Mondays. Okay, Garfield. Okay. Hey, 429. That's me. Okay, that's weird. Ooh. Okay, I'm gonna meander.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Okay. Guessing that's the meeting room. I'm gonna spam.
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Okay. Is the meeting room? Nope. I mean, it looks like it could be a meeting room. Or just a hallway. That's a miserable office space. I hate Monday. You hate Mondays too? They give out those mugs. The access on this is it's so quick. Hello? Am I in the back rooms?
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
What if I went the other way? Oh, God. Is this a spoopy game? When you ask to find the brightness of a screen, probably spoops. My God. It's so bright outside. Oh, here we go. Okay. Yeah, there we go. Do not alter without consulting
Yet
whiteboard
there was not
manager.
a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office hoping he might find an answer there.
Everyone is unique. You most of all. Which one is me? Alright, let's go to my boss, I guess. Not the broom closet. But it opens.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
Nice. Okay.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Jeez. Oh, fancy wallpaper. Excuse me, I'd like to speak to Mr. Adams. Ooh, bathroom. Heck yes. Whoa. Money in the morning, money in the evening, money for breakfast, money crisp. I work for a rapper? Whack raps, dude. Okay. Whoa. It's Mr. Burns.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number. 2845.
I thought I'd have to look.
Of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
Did I take the blue pill? Like, what's happening right now? God, this is so fast.
Stanley just sat around twiddling his thumbs. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck.
Oh, God.
Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Oh, God. The shrieking of fluorescent lights is like, oh my God, what the frick? Okay, here we go. This has, I know what I'm going to say might make no sense. If you've ever played the Fear games and the series, this is giving me that kind of feel. It's not as grimy and gritty, but for some reason, just the red lights and stuff is really giving me that vibe. No idea why. I loved the Fear games. Oh my God, those were so good.
Descending deeper into the building,
I should replay those.
Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar.
But that first one lagged time
of
forever to
in
load.
His chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
I sound like a dinosaur. Oh, God bless. Why would you do that to me, game?
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Alright, let's play the game. What if I walk? Ooh. Ooh. Oh, no. In real life, I would just leave. If I was 247 or 427. Am I going to get a different ending? Alright, let's go with what they want, probably. No turning back now.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens.
I was like, Professor X up in here.
What secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself.
I'm the architect.
He had the strength to find out.
Oh, I'm gonna find out, all right.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
What was I, 427 or 247? God, I didn't think I had dyslexia, but now I think I do. Okay, now what? I obviously have to do something. Not that, not that. Is that where I came from? We're about to find out. So distracted. Oh shoot, I'm ejecting somebody.
This mind control facility,
okay.
It was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No. He refused to believe it.
That's right.
He couldn't accept
I believe it,
His
obviously.
own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
Do I need a seizure warning on that? What the frick? Sorry for those that have narcolepsy.
There was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Let's go. Where's the dismantle button? Okay. I'm assuming it's just gotta be the facility power, right? Saw 5, I pressed it 5 times. Let's see if I fell for its tricks. Do I have to know friggin'...
And when at last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for.
Imagine the roll credits.
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine.
Okay.
Unshackled himself
This
from
is not gonna
someone
end well,
else's
for sure.
command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened,
still control.
Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him. For it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know.
Okay.
It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door.
This game took a turn.
Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation.
I can't control this.
The immense
this is
possibility of the
just
new
niceness.
path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Hold on. So there's just a bunch of different outcomes? Oh my god, I love it. All right, so now
co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Okay, so now do I go to the left or the right door? Do I try and stick with...
Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors.
Okay, hold on. Speedrun strats, baby. Alright, I'm gonna try and get a different ending. I'm just gonna
not a single
hit his... Do I go to escape?
A wave of disbelief. Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
I kind of want to hit, like, on or something and see what happens.
Stepping into his manager's office,
2485?
Stanley was once again stunned to discover
2845?
not an indication of any human life.
Come on, narrator.
What did it mean? Stanley wondered aloud to nobody.
I think it's
He
2845.
began wildly tearing through papers on the boss's desk, pulling books off the shelf, looking behind paintings, desperate for clues to his situation. But his attention was caught by a keypad behind the boss's desk.
Come on, buddy.
What could its purpose be? In fact, this keypad guarded the terrible secret.
I think it's 2845. I don't want to type it, though.
And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't pop. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by
Alright, I'm gonna hit.
Amazing. He stepped into the
I'm gonna hit on
passageway.
Yeah, I'm gonna hit on. Let's see what happens. So already there. Oh my god. Okay, I like this. I feel like this is gonna give me like an easy one. Yeah, that almost scared me again.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility. The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to
I like the
find
premise
out?
of this game. Now I'm getting like Portal vibes. I don't know why.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building.
I wonder if I can just like 100% this real quick.
The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing. This mind control facility.
Oh, you came from the bottom? Where'd you come
from
again?
It was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
So what I like most about this
he refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it.
I'm here already.
In someone else's
like I can very
control?
easily get to the once it replays to get back to the next one. I think that's nice.
Had he truly spent his entire
it
life
makes you want to keep trying.
Blind to the world?
Okay. Oh shoot, where's the door? I spun around too many times.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation.
I did press that button 5
Controls
times.
labeled
I'm
with
gonna not press
emotions.
the button this time.
Happy,
I'm gonna
or
turn it
sad,
on.
Or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again... Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you?
Okay.
After they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted? Control? Oh, Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go, turn the controls off, and leave. If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that. I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system.
Oh.
In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA
How do I get up
identification,
here?
nuclear detonators are said to explode. eliminating the entire complex. How long until detonation then? Let's say...
Oh, buttons!
2 minutes. Ah, now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley? It's your time to shine. You are the star. It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desire.
Where's 3?
Oh, this is much better than what I had in mind. What a shame we have so little time left to enjoy.
Oh, shoot.
Mere moments until the bomb
Oh, it's open.
goes off. But what precious moments each one of them is. More time to talk about you, about me.
Okay, I got this. I got this. I got this.
What all this means.
Shoot, it's
I
4.
barely know
Frick!
where to
Where the frick is
start.
3? Okay, hold on.
You'd like to know where your co-workers are?
Maybe it's on the other side of that.
Before you're obliterated. All right, I'm in a good mood. You're gonna die anyway. I'll
No,
tell you exactly what happened.
I don't want to die.
I erased them. I turned off the machine. I set you free.
Yes.
Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story. Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone. Other times, I let the office sink into the ground, swallowing everyone inside, or I let it burn to a
I hope I
crisp.
pressed these. I hope I got 1 and 2.
So, this version of events has been rather amusing. Watching you try to make sense of everything and take back the control wrested away from you, it's quite rich. I almost hate to see it go. But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next go-around will be even
Frick!
better. My goodness, only 34 seconds left.
No!
But I'm enjoying this so much. You know what? To hell with
All right, let's
it.
try it again. Try it
I'm
again.
going to put some extra time on the clock. Why not?
1,
These are precious additional seconds.
2.
Time doesn't grow on the trees.
We added
Dear
another
me,
minute.
what's
Okay.
the matter, Stanley? Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're
3.
supposed to be doing right now?
I thought I
Did you
did.
just assume when you saw that timer that something in this room was capable of turning it off?
Shoot.
I mean, look at you. Running from button to button,
Frick!
screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in this room. These numbered buttons, no, these colored ones. Or maybe this big red button, or this door. Everything, anything, something here will save me. Why would you think that, Stanley? That this video game can be beaten?
Frick, I love this.
Solved? Do you have
Frick!
any idea what your purpose in this place is?
None.
Stanley, you're in for quite a disappointment. But here's a spoiler for you. That
Oh, that's
timer
green.
is the catalyst to keep the action moving along. It's just seconds ticking away to your death.
Oh, it's a
You're
pattern?
only still playing instead of watching a cutscene because I want to watch you for every moment that you're powerless. To see you made humble.
How do I know it's a pattern?
This is not a challenge. It's a tragedy.
Ah,
You wanted
frick.
to control this world, that's fine. But I'm going to destroy it first, so you can't. Take a look at the clock, Stanley. That's 30 seconds you have left to struggle.
Yellow,
30
green,
seconds
blue,
until
red.
a big boom and then nothing.
Yellow, green, blue, red? Yellow, green, blue, red?
Blown to pieces.
No!
Your frail life, or will you let it go peacefully? Another choice. Make it count, or don't. It's all the same to me.
Oh, it's like, wasn't there a door
All
here?
part of the joke. And believe me, I will be laughing at every second of your inevitable life.
My God.
From the moment we fade in until the moment I say happily ever up.
Oh, I don't even get a trophy for that one. Do I try that again?
All of his co-workers were gone.
Mm.
What do you mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. Oh, new content? What does that mean, new content?
Okay, well, I can't get in there. This game is incredible. I love this game. I don't know what the frick is happening, but I love it. I also read that as new continent first,
Hello,
which...
and thank you for playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. As you may know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013 on home computers.
Is that true?
After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers.
Like
the
a
Stanley Parable
Disney
Ultra
ride.
Deluxe features exciting new content that broadens and expands the world of the Stanley Parable, delighting audiences the world over. Please step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Oh, well, this sounds delightful. I'm very excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content.
Okay. Wow.
Okay, so far it's an elevator. Nothing special yet, but I'm sure it's just the beginning of a mesmerizing adventure. Is it broken? What's going on here? Should we be moving somewhere or... oh, there we
There
go.
you go.
All right, finally, at long last, it's on to the new
Oh, I can crouch.
content.
Could I crouch
I've never
before?
been more ready. Let's do
I
it.
thought I tried. I don't even know. Oh god, it's so shaky.
I have to say, initial impressions of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, mostly tedious. It's as if them... oh, okay. Let's see the content. Gimme the content, Stanley.
I love this game. I don't know why, but I love it right now. Okay.
All right, let's see. It's the jump circle.
I'm just doing things that they tell me to do for sure. It's more mind control. 1, 2. I can't spam it. Just. Okay. So.
Is that it? Surely that's not all the new content. There has to
Okay.
be something else, right? Goodness, another elevator. Stanley, I have to say, initial impressions of this game are not positive. It's just elevators and jumping. Is this what passes for exciting new content? If this is new content, then I could just read you the whole dictionary. There's 20 hours of new content right there. Hell, I could count to 30 trillion. You could put that on the box. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, now with over 1,000 hours of new content. And if... oh, wait. There's more. Very good. Yes. I knew there had to be something else. Let's see it. I'm ready for whatever it is. That's it? Oh, you've got to be kidding me. You see, Stanley? This is what happens when greedy video game developers with no respect for their fan base rush a cheap expansion to market for no reason other than to make an easy dollar. And don't get me started on the level of craftsmanship that's gone into it. In fact, I'm looking right now at the game's trophies, and it's hard to believe one of them actually says, "Test trophy, please ignore." What quality assurance department signed off on this? I'm infuriated and I'm offended, and I intend to find these people on Twitter and hold them personally accountable. It's my fault, Stanley. I built up too much anticipation around the new content, I'm afraid. It could never have lived up to such expectations. If you're still with me, why don't we just reset the game and we'll try to get back to what the Stanley Parable is really about. No frills, no gimmicks. Just you and me having a great time together like always. What do you say, friend?
Oh man, is that real? I thought I was gonna get a choice. Oh. That was what I saw when I first walked out?
Psst! Stanley! Come over here! In the vent! I want to show you something!
That's creepy, my guy. Hold on.
Oh, you don't want to see the cool surprise I made for you? Well, fine. You're a dork anyway, so who cares?
I don't...
Never mind. You're not a dog.
All right. All right. Coffee nut. All right, now we're playing GoldenEye. End up in the toilets. That was always the worst place to end up when you're playing multiplayer. You go to the bathroom.
Okay, you remember how cheap and unsatisfying the new Ultra Deluxe content turned out to be? Well, it got
Everyone's
me
just
thinking
screen
about the
sniping and
past
running to the
and how
bathroom.
much better the Stanley Parable used to be. So I made something special and tucked it away here where the game's developers won't find it. Just our little secret. Take a look.
We're playing Elden Ring now?
I call it the Memory Zone. It's where I've been storing all my favorite memories so I can relive the peak experiences of my life whenever I want. Experiences like the launch of the Stanley Parable on PC. You see, Stanley, doesn't the Memory Zone remind you of how wonderful Stanley Parable was before it was sullied with a cheap PlayStation port? Remember back in October of 2013, when the game originally launched? Back then, video games had integrity. Back then, it all meant something. Oh, the waste.
Oh, I thought it was gonna be so meta. This is honestly, I didn't know this was a game, so I'm learning video game history right now, which I love, and I also love this game. Okay, going back to the barn. Got a little Zen garden up in
And over
here.
here is where I keep reviews of the Stanley Parable. Like this stunning triumph of games journalism, 10 out of 10 from Destructoid.com. James Stephanie Sterling writes, and I quote, "Where so many games that aspire to be more than games end up less than any form of art, Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds to be every game ever created." Did you hear that, Stanley? Every game ever created. That's how grand and all-encompassing the original Stanley Parable was. It was literally every game ever created. It was Skyrim, it was Persona 3, it was all of them, and now it's nothing. It's no games at all. It isn't even the Stanley Parable anymore. It's just a husk now. A lifeless husk with an hour of new elevator content.
Ooh. Okay. That will probably be opened, I guess. Or not, I don't know. Nice little homage, though. Like, this is cool.
Here's another moving passage, this time from GameSpot.com. The Stanley Parable is both a richly stimulating commentary on the nature of choice in games and one that offers some of the most enjoyable, surprising, and rewarding choices I've ever been confronted with in a game. 9 out of 10. Don't you get it, Stanley? The game was perfect. It didn't need anything else. It didn't need new content. All they had to do was transport it in pristine condition along to the PlayStation, boom, done. And they couldn't even do that. Couldn't resist the urge to go meddling with a beloved franchise.
So I'm assuming if I went to escape, I'd be more in, like, the OG game. But I've wandered into new content.
These were simpler times, Stanley. But I wouldn't give to go back to have it all over again. Wait, hang on. I don't recall this part of the memory zone before. What's this? What's down here? Oh no, God no, Stanley. It's a collection of reviews from Pressurized Gas, the extremely popular online storefront for computer games. I haven't looked at these in years. I can't even imagine what's been collecting down here. Surely these reviews were glowing as well, weren't they? Honestly, I could not be bothered to play this game to full completion. The narrator is obnoxious and unfunny, with his humor and dialogue proving to be more irritating than entertaining. Unfunny! I'm not trying to be funny. I'm trying to make a serious work of art. I suppose I could write up a handful of gags to insert into the Stanley Parable, but the game is already such a densely layered web of profound philosophical insights that I can't even imagine where I'd have the room to stick them.
That was straight Tim Curry from friggin' Wild Thornberries. But I guess that's just like whatever. British accent. To the umpteenth degree.
Okay, let's see what this one says. While the idea for the game is good, for someone who prefers non-linear games, this preachiness gets annoying fast. Preachy? Stanley, I'm not preachy, am I? You can tell me if I'm preachy. Honestly, you can. Oh, goodness. This is actually quite shocking for me. Well, to be honest, I had always thought of the game's dialogue as being rather terse to begin with. You can't know how much fluff I cut from the game to get it to feel as light and airy as it... Well, I always thought it did. But maybe it wasn't. Oh, dear. What an awful memory to have to hold on to. These black marks on my otherwise unimpeachable track record. I feel like a failure. Like I let these people down. Perhaps the Stanley Parable isn't quite as sterling as I always remembered. What's this one got to say? You constantly have to stop doing anything so the narrator can catch up with his long-winded explanations of what's happening. I wish there was a skip button. A skip button? Well, yes. Yes, I think we can do that. If I'm truly too preachy, then maybe letting you skip ahead for just a moment, surely it couldn't hurt. Not if it means we can strike these negative reviews from the record. Only positive reviews of the Stanley Parable. That's my motto today, and it's always been my motto. I'd do anything for the customer, Stanley. Yes, a skip button we shall have. And here it is. Go ahead and give it a shot. I'll pop you forward in time so that the second my incessant droning starts to bore you, with just the push of a button, you'll have zipped right past it. It's what the players have been asking for, and I'm very proud to have delivered. No more listening to me rambling on and on and on. No.
I feel like there's a trophy in just listening.
For the people. And if the people want
Part of me wants to leave it, but I don't know what's good for content.
Well, don't sit around waiting for me to shut up. Go ahead and make me shut up. Here, we'll pretend that I've just begun an interminable monologue, and it goes something like this. The story and the choices, or what have you, and therefore, by becoming...
I think I gotta do it. I gotta do it.
So
I gotta hit it. Okay.
Oh, you're back, you see. You were only frozen in time for a few minutes, but it was plenty of time for me to deliver a long, rambling monologue full of unnecessary verbal flourishes and lengthy ruminations on the nature of choice in video games. Of course, I happen to believe it was perhaps one of my more profound such ruminations. Well, there, sport. You really did catch me rambling on a bit, didn't you? But that's the power of the button. The minute I start to go off on a...
Oh my god, how many times is it gonna make me push this?
Right at your fingertips to go poof, and it's all over. I can't wait to see what Cookie 9 will say about this, and whether they'll edit the rating of their pressurized gas review, or at least change some of the wording.
Oh, I didn't notice there was a clock. Let's see if it changes.
I don't even know if one can change their review.
10:05.
Okay, welcome back, Stanley.
It is 5 minutes.
I should say that the amount of time the button has been skipping through is becoming longer and longer. That last one was, well, I want to say maybe 30, 45 minutes?
Definitely not.
It's not unendurable by any means, but it's, well, there's really only so much I can ramble on to myself about. I know, it's shocking, isn't it? But at any rate, I do suggest that we not press the button again. I think the skip button has been aptly demonstrated, and we can say goodbye to it and just... Wait. How do we get out of here? Where did the door go? Wasn't there a door that led into this room? I do feel quite certain that there was one here before. How
Oh, wait,
else
I
would we
said
have
10
gotten
over.
into the
Where's
room in
the
the
other
first
hand?
place? I don't think one can enter a room without a door of some sort or a window or something.
Gonna hit it.
Stanley! Stanley, please don't push the button again. It's been 12 hours. You've just been frozen there. I don't know why the skips are getting longer, but they're really, truly getting longer, and my God, there's no way out of the room. Stanley, the door is gone. It's completely gone. I've looked at it from every angle. I've checked every one of those walls 1,000 times, and there's... Oh, Stanley, you're back. You're back. Oh, my goodness. I have someone to talk to again. Stanley, I think it's been a week.
This is so stupid.
I've been sitting here all that time, just sitting here, not a single person to speak with. And you'd think that that's just how it's always been, right? Me talking and you saying nothing. Would you think that it's exactly the same as always? Doesn't that feel like what we've already been doing? Me just talking? But it isn't.
This is so stupid.
Oh, hello. It's you. You're here again. Welcome. I have had time to think about you and about us and about everything we've been through. I've had so much time, I stopped keeping track after a year. Have you ever sat down in one place and not moved for one entire year? Let me describe it for you. To begin with, there is only regret. There is...
Eventually, he's gonna, like, would he be dead? Is that what's gonna happen? That is a sound. I don't think I can skip this fast enough. Yeah, we're skipping right away. The smoke detector battery is gone. That dead.
But they didn't understand the game was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak to the human condition. But where are the jokes? Where are the jokes? They bemoaned, they screamed, they gnashed their teeth and said, entertain us. It wasn't enough. They had to leave a pathetic little thumbs-down review and make all of their pitiful demands. But then, he's talking too much, they said. First, he didn't entertain us, now...
Oh, I can't. I have to step away.
The end is never the end, 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 is never
water dripping somewhere.
never the end, is 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 never.
I mean, eventually this is gonna break. I don't know how long this can last. I'm gonna say a few more. That's gotta break and we're popping out of here, right? I don't know. Okay. Excuse me. I guess not. I can't jump over that, because why would I? Alright, let's push it again. Deterioration at its finest. Hey. Wish I could jump. Let me go back to that jump circle. Now this is portal. Get me out of here. Okay, I don't think we're ready yet. I don't think we're ready for this jelly. Alright, one more time. God, I get stuck on every little thing. Ah, here we are. Can I climb? Ooh. What are those? Acorns. I don't know why I said acorns like that. Now, those are like tomatoes. I don't think that's a tomato tree, though. That'd be crazy. I'd like to climb. Alright, I'm just stuck in the bush. Alright, alright, alright. That's not the one. Oh! We're doomed. I need more to... Alright. We're done playing. We're gonna keep going. Oh, idiot. I'm so conditioned to go into that corner. Hey! Insert Dune joke here. I've never seen it. Never seen it, never read the book. So maybe Dune is not even the right joke. I don't know. Insert other joke. Insert topical joke here. I.e. desert. Let's go into one of these smokestacks. Okay. That worm from Beetlejuice gonna pop out. Alright, I'm gonna do this one more time. I'm gonna go to escape.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had...
Or should I go to the right?
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office.
There's
Coming
so
to
many
a
ways to go,
staircase,
man.
Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. The moment he
yeah,
entered his
I think I
manager's
need to keep
office,
playing this.
Stanley froze in his tracks. Not a living soul anywhere. Could he really be all alone? This was too much for Stanley to take.
It's 2845.
Too much for any man to take. He fell to his knees, bursting into half moans, half sobs, the guttural retching of life from a man denied any hope, any Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk. That
Nah, I
kind
love
of
this game.
Anxiety isn't
It's great.
healthy, so he relaxed for a few moments with some calming New Age music.
When you get trolled by the game, holy cow, dude.
Feeling soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward.
The abrupt
into
cutting
the
off on that is
passageway.
insane. I love it. I'm gonna go to the left. I'm going to escape. I think because we're wandering in what I believe would be original content. I probably should have done this in 2 sets. I'll probably still do it again, but I wonder if I should have split the new content and old content. But considering I don't know the difference, it's all new content to me. So, let's be honest. And maybe to you.
Stanley walked
Alright, I'm going to
straight ahead
escape.
through the large door that read,
Wonder what happens if I go
Facility.
that way again.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
Okay. Bring it.
The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track.
What a hallway.
At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
Is that it? Oh.
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. And so he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
"Farewell, Stanley," cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
Oh!
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish? When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
I feel that. Oh, this is a nice way to get you to do the credits. Okay. So now I'm lost. I'm legit lost. Oh, okay. The flow of hallways flowing the first two doors was important to get right since players will replay them so many times. We discussed the number of designs always when it was the simplest for... Oh. Oh, I'm definitely playing this again. I want to see what all the other ones are. Because I still have to go to the right. I still have the new content. Where the frick did I think I came from down there. I came from... Oh my god. How do I get out of here? I live here now. This is my life. Am I gonna have to restart for reals? Oh, wait.
When Stanley came to the lift, he traveled upwards to the power source at the top of the facility to end this injustice forever.
Okay. I'd like to get out of here, please. How does one get out of here? Well, now I can't stop, because I don't know where I'm going. Can I just leave this way? Nope, the door is gone. How do I leave? Oh my god, do I actually have to restart this game, dude? Alright, well that's an end. Let's go up. Exit. Ah, I passed that already. What an idiot.
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free. Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another? No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen. But listen to me. You can still save these two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Turn off your PlayStation. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now and it'll be your only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let time choose for you. Don't let...
How dead am I right now? Imagine this keeps looping. Alright. I will be playing this game again. Probably next week. This is crazy. There are apparently so many endings. I'm gonna have to look to see what they are. Or should I just go through all of them to see what happens? I don't know. We'll see. Guys, thanks so much for watching. That was wild. I had no idea what to expect. Sorry to just hit the mic. That was 100% my fault. Thanks so much for watching. Have a good night. It's not even nighttime. It's daytime. You guys are watching this. Hopefully it's daytime. This game is almost melted my brain. What do I say in this? Oh, guys, thanks for hanging out. Love you. Let's rage.